The time is upon us. I spent like a month of my life prepping this video for y'all today, and we're doing 30 years of WrestleMania from WWE 2K14, the last truly 10 out of 10 excellent wrestling game in my opinion. And we're gonna rank every single Mania arena from worst to best. To get to the actual ranking, click this timestamp right here. I'll put it in the description. I just have to explain how ridiculous this process was to even make this video. Alright, so I had to dig out my old Halo Reach Special Edition Xbox 360, find all the cords, which took me a full day, buy a controller from GameStop at $20, wait for it to ship, and then buy a $90 Elgato HD 60S and wait for that to ship too. This was such a pain in the ass. Do not tell me I don't love my subscribers, man. I put up 2 arena rankings at the same time last weekend to make sure that we're satisfied. Our ranking begins with our bottom pick, number 30, WrestleMania 1. You gotta start somewhere, right? This could be a lot worse though, if I'm being honest. I like the entryway a lot. The nameplate is so mid-80s here. The Mania signs are awesome, and y'all know I love a good banner hanging from the roof. The guardrails with the WWF logo are pretty sweet too, and honestly, some people might look at this plain ass gray ring with the USA colored ropes and no floor mats and scoff, but I like how stripped down this is for a 1985 event. There's a clear visual evolution for WrestleMania that you're gonna see here. The MSG roof screens they would use for sports games are pretty cool too. The only thing I don't like about the presentation of the Retromanias is that really stupid ass, really thick grain effect on the screen. This is a 2K video game. I do not want it to look like an old 80s CRT TV. Next up at 29 we've got Mania 2. This is largely similar from our last entry, but still cleaned up drastically from Mania 1. The big ass Mania 2 logo looks leagues better than the prior event. The side logos are great too on the stage. The blue guardrail cloths are very nice to me, and the ringside area has a great deal of contrast for Mania 1. The apron is awesome, the banners on the ceiling are WrestleMania branded now, and we still don't have floor mats, but I still like this arena quite a lot. Even the worst this game has to offer in terms of visuals for the venues isn't a deal breaker for me. Alright, we've got a joint entry at numbers 28 and 27 here. It's WrestleManias 4 and 5 emanating from Trump Plaza. No comment for me there, I just wish he wasn't in every facet of my life. Regardless though, this setup isn't bad at all. I like how the visuals have been consistently upgraded year after year at this point. The big raised WWF logo rules for the backdrop. The scaffolding on the sides of the stage is such a nice detail, and the big ass Mania 4/5 banner for the header is the star of the show. I wonder where that banner ended up. The nameplate is nice for the 80s, the ringside area is very vibrant, bright blue steps, corners, and sections of the unique apron, and we've also got multiple Mania 4/5 banners hanging that are great. My issue with this venue is they could have lit the roof accents so much better. The gold chains hanging from the roof look amazing when you can actually see them. I feel like watching Mania 5 on tape as a kid had them much more visible than in this game. Number 26 leaves us with WrestleMania 3, the show that belonged to Macho and the Dragon. I marked out for this when I saw it was queued up. The Silverdome looks a bit condensed here, but I won't complain too much. The ring carts here steal the show for me. They're absolutely fantastic, and I'm totally done with 80s nostalgia at this point, but this arena is worth praising. The little Minitron over the walkway is awesome. The big blue awning is so striking for these early Mania venues. The ring apron is nice and unique, and I feel that the Silverdome's roof should be a bit brighter, but that's just me. The signs really far off into the distance are a cute touch, and this is actually the first Mania in chronological order to have floor mats. I will say though, the history neglected by WWE's licensing deals for the video games is strange. No George the Animal Steel in Ricky Steamboat's corner is odd, but rest assured, I did not play Hogan vs. Andre.
Sucked back then, and it sucks forever.
We're on to Toronto Skydome for Mania 6 here with the Ultimate Challenge. As a kid, this was the ultimate fuck you. How are you gonna dangle the carrot, the Ultimate Warrior playable on the disc, and then lock him to pre-order DLC? Now as an adult, I don't want to play as either of these assholes, but back then, it really riled me up. I will say though, Skydome looks awesome. I'm such a nerd for this venue, it's so iconic to me. The blue banners hanging around are so great, the blink and you miss it stage logos are nice, the Trons on the upper deck are such a great detail, and the scaffolding on the entryway is really striking and unseen at this point in WrestleMania history. The ring apron is gorgeous though, and the nameplate here is getting nicer and nicer year by year. There is nothing to complain about here. Entry number 24 brings us to the only fantasy arena in this whole game, entitled WrestleMania XXX Moment. How lewd. In actuality, I think it might have had something to do with an old ass contest or streamers getting paid to use this arena.
On the new WWE game, you create a WrestleMania moment, you can win tickets to WrestleMania. So I told him the ultimate WrestleMania moment would be to create Chris Benoit and just kill every...
But this is completely inaccurate to what actually happened. Obviously because WrestleMania 30 hadn't happened at this point in time yet, but still, in hindsight, this looks very stupid. I'll start with the positives though. The LED runners on the floor running down the unique ramp look great. The Mania logo everywhere looks nice. The LED runners in the crowd are stacked. That's pretty sick. The guardrail decals are always neat, and we got little crowd trons, unique ring posts, and a ring skirt that's not too far from the eventual real event. The nameplate in the dome venue look great as well. My big hang up here is the stage design. This reeks of a 12-year-old that just got off of school making a stage on Community Creations. I just cannot excuse this stage layout here. This looks so rough to me. We're on to WrestleMania 8 for our number 23 entry, and this is the end of the golden age of WWF here. The neon entryway is so beyond cool to me. It's really close to those first few Monday Night Raw episodes. The scaffolding and Trons are basically the same as Mania 6 though. However, that's not a bad thing.
That was a good thing.
The rigs on the roof are so fucking cool to me though. It reminds me of the old Jakks WWE Metal Vengeance playset that I always wanted as a kid, and that's something I haven't thought of in like 15 years. The banners are sick though, and the ring skirts are solid. This is a pretty well presented golden age WrestleMania venue. Honestly though, I'm marked out for Flair and Randy Savage after sitting through all that Hulk Hogan bullshit. I know Flair is a questionable public figure now, but man, I love the wrestling character of Ric Flair. And it always pissed me off that Mr. Perfect was stuck as a manager in the base game here. How lame is that? Number 22 is our final Golden Age Mania on the list with WrestleMania 7. You can tell that Vince McMahon's exploitation of the current Gulf War at the time with Sergeant Slaughter bit him in the ass. This arena is damage control visually with all this American iconography everywhere. And to be honest, I'm not much of a patriot, but I like these visuals here more than anything else for WrestleMania so far. This venue is super vibrant, the apron and the stage are very sweet. The crowd runners are immaculate, the new banner hanging is really sick. This is just a super complete package. It's just a shame that Hogan and Slaughter could not draw a crowd big enough for the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum like they had planned. This venue design would have looked a lot better in a 90,000 seater.
Undoubtedly, this has been the most memorable night in WWE history.
Jesus Christ, y'all are laying it on thick here. New generation time, with number 21 being WrestleMania 12. This is essentially Mania 11 stage tweaked, taking away the best part. It's gray here, and it's still a clean looking tunnel. The Titantron on the side is pretty cool. The guardrails have a new WWF color scheme, and all the gold here really pops. That header is sick, the nameplate is sweet as well, and I believe this is the only Mania arena in the whole game with a logo on the canvas. That is a really cool understated detail. They should have done stuff like that more often. I will say though, this showcase match was boring as fuck. As you can see, I started getting creative. But tell me why I tore Brett's ass up for an hour only for him to suddenly lock the fuck in the sudden death fall and tap me out. Are you fucking kidding me? I was shocked. I am so glad I had my old complete save because I was not redoing this match. I'm sorry. Our top 20 WrestleMania arenas begins with Mania 10, emanating from Madison Square Garden. This is absolutely iconic. 94 was a super bad year for the WWF, but they pulled off a half-decent show here IRL, and the venue spared no expense. MSG just feels right for old school wrestling fans. This stage is widely inaccurate here because Ukes would rather die than make a unique stage orientation, but it still looks great. The nameplate is so nice, the banner above the tunnel is great, the tunnel itself with the big X is classic, our guardrails look great with the Mania 10 cloths as well, the banners are a must-have inclusion, and the other Mania entranceway in the crowd on a hard cam is sick. Everything here just clicks for me so well. Shout out to the gold ropes too, that's awesome. Number 19 brings us further ahead to the Attitude Era for our first time here, and this is WrestleMania 14. Having no HBK versus Stone Cold in the showcase here felt wrong to me, and Taker and Kane's lighting never bodes well for my arena videos, so my apologies in advance for this footage. The classic late 90s pay-per-view tunnel entrance is here, and this is a stripped down looking WrestleMania if I have ever seen one. The banner with the Mania Cube logo though is pretty cool, and the apron is really nice too. I enjoy the banners in the background and the nameplate as well. The DX band is actually intact too, and I expected Ukes to overlook that. This is not a bad setup, but I miss the vibrant colors of the new generation already. We're still firmly in the Attitude Era for our number 18 pick, WrestleMania 15. While I do think that having a stage with no Titantron in the Attitude Era is very strange, this is not a bad look here. The big ass steel WrestleMania sign looks pretty cool. The nameplate here is really nice, and I enjoyed the banners on the sides of the stage quite a bit. The banners on the roof are always a highlight for me, and the ring apron is pretty sweet as well. I just wish that the yellow and the Mania logo could have been incorporated into the metal stage design somehow. I do want to mention though, 2K16 captured this match way better than 2K14 ever did. I don't know, man, I must have forgot the part where Stone Cold and The Rock walked together not throwing a single punch for 50 feet. We're back to the new generation for number 17 with WrestleMania 11. Y'all already know.
Purple is my favorite color!
But this purple just pops on that tunnel. The side banner in the crowd is awesome, very minor detail there, and the ring and the ringside setup looks pretty standard for the new gen era, but this is pretty sweet. The Sidetron on the stage is pretty cool. The actual WrestleMania logo for this pay-per-view is one of my all-time favorites, and the basketball screens on the roof are always nice to see. It's just a shame that the actual WrestleMania 11 card completely sucked ass. I covered it in an old video though. From the new generation to the new millennium, we've got WrestleMania 2000 at number 16. And everybody knows this show was a clusterfuck IRL, but thankfully a lot of McMahon representation is removed from the video game here. I will say, the graphics package for the Trons is super fucking lazy and completely inaccurate. But the Tron layout and the amount of green everywhere is so cool to me. I love this WrestleMania logo. The banners and the logo above the Tron look so great. It's not too flashy for a 2000s era WrestleMania, but this works for me. The nameplate is also really clean looking, but I just cannot stand that Triple H's model and Minitrons are completely inaccurate. This is totally wrong. Up next at number 15, we've got the home of my favorite WrestleMania match ever, Mania 13. As many of you know, I may be a bit biased here because I have this match literally tattooed on my arm. The purple tunnel here is fucking awesome though. Big props to Stone Cold's glass entrance as well. The nameplate here is really nice. The guardrail is sweet with the Mania awnings there. This is my favorite arena from the remnants of the new generation era designs. The aprons and banners here were never used again after this show. I don't know, man. Everything just clicks for this arena for me. I will say though, I must have pissed off Jerry Lawler something fierce here.
Come on, ref. Get in there and get that thing away from him. Come on, ref. Get in there and get that thing away from him. Come on, ref. Get in there and get that thing away from him. Man,
He must have saw my SVR 2009 video when I called him out.
I think I've got a schoolboy crush on Michelle. Oh, so you've moved up from schoolgirls to teachers.
Dude, what the fuck were they doing in this game? There's no editing there. That really happened. And where the fuck is Ken Shamrock? Number 14 brings us to a more modern WrestleMania as we have Mania 21 here. And the choice to strip away the Goes Hollywood subtitle stuff from the apron is so lame. The stage here is extremely dynamic though. I love the side LED panels here, but the marquee looks really fucked up. How did they mess this up? What happened here? The LED runner and the crowd runner are awesome though. And we have the best Mania nameplate in history at this point right here. Like, look at that. I love the red carpet on the ramp too. Honestly, this setup is fantastic, but it's super inaccurate. I'm just kind of surprised that for the showcase they didn't have Undertaker vs Orton or Batista vs Triple H. We're covering Mania 18 for number 13, and I actually covered this arena in my recent SmackDown Shut Your Mouth video you can actually check out right here. I love the Sky Dome here though. It looks massive in this game. I think the Minitron here is fantastic. The beams on the side of the stage are great, and the scale factor here is wonderful. But I actually think SmackDown Shut Your Mouth did this stage a little better, in my opinion. The static vertical trons on the stage and the header is a bummer. The nameplate is fucking terrible compared to the original Shut Your Mouth nameplate. But there's still positives to speak of here. The crowd signs look really good, the ring apron is really nice, and the stage is as colorful as it should ever be. Honestly, I think my favorite part is the long trons in the crowd near the upper deck. This is a flawed arena, but it's pretty great. We've arrived at Caesars parking lot for number 12. Mania 9, for as horrible of a show that it was, is the most visually distinct WWF show that ever happened. The version here is much better than the SVR06 version. The skyline is very nice, the nameplate is sweet, and the big ass canopy is classic. The little details like the gold guardrails are so nice. The pink curtains in the entryway are very well done, and sure, the apron is derivative, but the Mania banners here are pretty sweet. We're back to Mr. Krabs for
Number 11.
and this is WrestleMania 19. Before we even start, Triple H as the face for the Ruthless Aggression toggle here is kind of weird. I wonder why they neglected his match at Mania 19 as the world champion.
Somebody like you doesn't get to be a world champion. Come on, book dance with your nappy hair.
Oh yeah. Regardless of Iron Cross Paul Levesque over here, the Minitron layout is still kinda accurate. The big ass needle is still here and it looks very nice. The nameplate is pretty good, the ring apron is great, and sure, you know, the lack of baseball field lights that we had in Here Comes the Pain is lame, but the Trons and Mania signs in the crowd pull things together for me. This isn't nothing to complain about. We've finally reached our top 10 Mania arenas and we're starting off with Mania 29. The New York aesthetic here never really spoke to me, I don't know why. The nameplate is nice though, and the apron is pretty cute. I like the bridge on the stage a lot too, and the LED runners in the crowd are quite nice. There's all the 2010s Mania arena staples here. Crowdtrons, guardrail decals, unique ring posts, and even skyscrapers to hold up the canopy. I just think that Mania 22's Chicago skyscrapers look better than the cityscape that we have here. I can commend the innovation in this design though. And the roofless dome here is pretty cool. Before we cover Mania 28 at number 9, tell me what the fuck happened to Chris Jericho here. This is atrocious. They also should have just ported Punk's WWE 13 model for this match in the showcase. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for the arena, and it looks pretty nice. The palm trees everywhere are great. The venue size is cool. The canopy with the big ass palm trees is wonderful, and the Crowdtrons are once again a highlight. The nameplate is classic, the guardrail decals are on point, and the ring apron is pretty cool too. The crowd decals are almost unnoticeable, but they're pretty great. I feel like this would rank higher if the stage layout wasn't so flat and rectangular. I promise, the top 10 isn't just going back one by one. This is Mania 27 at number 8. This Atlanta WrestleMania stage was always an oddball to me as a kid. It's very sleek and vibrant, it's just not very exciting. It's a gigantic screen with steel arches. The side panels, nameplate, and custom ramp are sick as fuck though. The apron and Crowdtrons are pretty cool too. Honestly, I wish that they lowered the LED cube a bit more into the ring for entrances. It's barely noticeable in this game, and that kinda pisses me off. The steel accents dropping over the ring are very cohesive with the overall vibe, and the giant ass Mania sign is pretty cool as well. Honestly, Mania 27 is kinda slept on in terms of arena design. I will say though, before we get to Mania 23 for number 7, these inaccurate Trons are pissing me off at this point. The little diamonds on the stage are cute though, the scale of the stage is great, the custom ring posts are always nice, the glass spot for Cena's entrance is accurate, but the scale of Ford Field is once again butchered here. The Minitron is cool though, and the nameplate is beyond clean here. This raises the bar for me in terms of nameplates, this is awesome. I like the side lighting rigs on the stage too. I just don't enjoy that once again, the subtitles removed from WrestleMania just like it was in 21. Number 6 brings us to Mania 26, and I just covered this arena design in my SBR 11 video. Nothing much has really changed here since then. The canopy looks gigantic and gorgeous. The stage layout is a little condensed for my taste, but the venue is fucking huge. I love the side panels here. The ring apron rules, the Crowdtrons are great, and the guardrail decals and runners are always nice. I just hate how Chris Jericho always has his 13 model here in these later WrestleManias, with his shitty first couple tattoos. That doesn't take away from this Mania arena at all for me though. Top 5 time, and we've got what many people consider the greatest of all time, Mania 17. The scale of this stage is amazing. At this point in history, this was far and away the best WrestleMania had ever looked. The columns are amazing, the nameplate and Minitrons look really good, and the Astrodome just looks right here. The apron is so beyond sick to me. The Tron in the crowd looks great, and this is truly a goated WrestleMania for a reason. I have a graphic tee of this event. I love this show. It's just not my favorite. We've come back to Madison Square Garden for the final time in this video for Mania 20 at number 4. I've always liked the minimalist design here. This rendition of WrestleMania 20 looks amazing. The Floortron is great. The big spotlights are really sweet. The Crowdtron on the hard cam is iconic, but I did notice that the Mania 20 signs on the roof are barely visible, and the nameplate though is the best in history at this point. This ring apron is timeless too. This whole setup is excellent to me, no question. Our top 3 begins with my all-time favorite WrestleMania stage IRL, Mania 22. I'm putting my bias aside and I'm giving this a correct ranking here. This looks beautiful though. I love the Trons in every single angle of the skyscrapers. The portraits are totally wrong, but I enjoy the fact that they're still included into the stage. The graphics package here is wonderful, the ring apron is beyond cool, and this is a little stripped down from the IRL arena, but they never really got Mania 22 right. This is still a heavy hitter for me though. Alright, y'all know there's only 2 WrestleMania arenas left, and they're going back to back, but the runner-up is Mania 24. This is huge. The scale factor here is wonderful. The nameplate is great, the side panels on the stage are a good little detail, and the stage is so big that it doesn't ever really fit into frame all the way. I love the palm trees though. All the Mania signs and guardrail decals are cool, and sure, having no big canopy here like there was in real life looks dumb as fuck. But do you remember the part in Ric Flair's retirement match where Shawn Michaels broke his arm throwing up the DX sign? 2K14 strived for accuracy. We have painstakingly covered 29 separate WrestleMania arenas and captured 4 fucking hours of footage costing me over $100, but only WrestleMania 25 remains as our greatest WrestleMania stage in 2K14. This arena is iconic, despite the subpar show that it represented. The star here is beautiful. I love it. The big ass LED backdrop is awesome. The runner and the crowd look so good. The apron is really awesome. The posts are unique. The panels on the base of the stage are such a nice detail. This is such a perfect stage for a super lame event IRL. I hate the whole 25th anniversary shit too, because it never made any sense to me. Like, that's not how anniversaries work. But regardless, this is super grandiose and majestic looking. This arena really shook me in my replay because I never really liked it as a kid until I took the time to deconstruct it as an adult. If you made it this far, I really genuinely appreciate that. This was a journey to produce for me, for sure. From the second I booted up the game for the first time in ages, it just brought me back to sitting in a plastic folding chair at my grandma's house on Christmas morning, playing Xbox in 480p on a CRT TV in my old toy room as a kid. I love this game. This video was a labor of love, and I hope I've conveyed that. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Take it easy.